We want to do it in a small amount of time while we're still available to our family. And I know that I communicate to my son that my phone means I'm working. And while he understands that and he knows that what I'm doing on Facebook provides our lifestyle, I still don't want him to see me glued to my phone all the time. So the number one thing that I do to create efficiency and effectiveness in my business is I set work hours. And I usually do that around the time that he's in school. He's in school 5 days a week, but 3 of them are really short days. They fly by. So it's like I got to get going when he is there, okay? So I set my work hours, but I also work from a list, much like all of you, I'm sure. But my social media list, like what needs to be done for the day, okay? And then I set a timer for each of these things. So let me just run through like 5 things that I do a day on social media. Probably the same as yours. I post to the public. I post in my groups. I follow up with the comments on the post. I return messages, and I cultivate new relationships. Okay, so when I am posting to the public in my day, some things that I post about, my workout, something thought-provoking from my personal development, or anything else that comes to me throughout the day. And a lot of times when I'm working out, these brilliant ideas come to me, not so much now as they used to, but these brilliant ideas come to me like they do in the shower, and you always wish that you could write them down. So I keep a notepad and paper in my gym to where I can just write it down really quick, follow up with that. It says my internet connection's unstable. Can you see me?
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
It
Keep
just
rolling.
came up. So, all right, cool. So
I'll yell at you if something happens.
Okay. So something thought-provoking, whether it comes from your personal development or just throughout your day, something that you can share with others. Something funny or real life. I love to engage with my social media over humor. It's what drives me. I love putting up funny stuff and having people tag me in funny things, and I just love to laugh my way through the day. I put up stuff about my family, and I don't know what it is, but people love my family. I can post me doing something awesome, nothing, but if I post my family, it gets a million likes, right? So I like to give my people what they want. They want my family. Throughout the week, I will post about my Shakeology and clean eats to further establish my brand, especially for my new followers. I don't do it every day, but I do throw it in there. So if people do like a 15-second scroll, they'll see me drinking the shake at some point. And I post about, now that I'm working out again, my progress pictures, okay? So some time-saving tips on that. Create a social media posting guide or calendar. You guys may have covered that a few weeks ago. I think I saw some images flying around. But I made a guide years ago that I've given my coaches, and it's just something that if they take a post from each one of these elements every day, they're going to create a brand as not just a Beachbody coach, but a person that's real life with a family that's doing the daily action steps. Stockpile post ideas in the note section of my phone. That just like in the gym where I write things that come to me, like when I'm reading personal development and I feel like I can't even get through a page without having a million things to share with my team, I just take out the note section and I throw out some posts there. Just have some easy grab and go ideas throughout the day. Because you don't want to just flood your social media all in one time with all these great things that you have to say. But if you save them somewhere, then you have them to revert back to when you don't have a whole lot of inspiration going on. How awesome is on this day, that little thing that Facebook gifts us with, right? I constantly recycle posts from like 2014, 2013 when I was on my game. I'm like, man, I can't believe I wrote that. That was awesome. It was good. So then I will recycle that and just throw either a new image up there, or I'll even say, look what I wrote back in 2013. I was right then, I'm right now, or whatever. I'll just use that post, and it's something for the day to give some inspiration. Other time-saving tips, turn off notifications after you post. So when I post something, maybe it's my family, and it's going to get a ton of comments, and your natural instinct is just to keep going and checking them and like keep filling your ego, right? I just turn those notifications off, and I go about my to-do list, and then I check back in my follow-up with comment time. So when I'm posting in my groups, number 2, I start out with a list of groups that I need to even be checking in daily, because I don't know about you, but are you in like 567 groups like I am? Don't want to be, but for some reason I am. There's obviously ones that you need to be checking in daily, like your coach groups, your challenge groups, this group, anything that's giving you information each day that you need to be privy on. So in my groups, now that we have the live option, which is brilliant, I go live as much as possible. Not only is it a time saver, because you don't have to like type it all up and proofread, it's a time saver, but it's also more engaging. My people like to see me, they like to hear me, and I feel like they move better. So in my coach groups, my challenge groups, I talk to them like I'm talking to you right now. And then I just save it to my camera roll, and then I'm creating more content for my content arsenal. And then you can upload it to YouTube or whatever if it was really great. So these are just little things that I do throughout the day to keep me on track and not spinning wheels and wasting time. But also, like I said, limit the groups that you're in. Don't spread yourself too thin. I know a lot of times we're like, oh, that sounds like a really great group. I got to be in that, or I don't want to miss a thing. Oftentimes, it's just another way to waste your time. So just be laser focused on what you need to be doing. And me too. Sorry, I shouldn't say you. Me. We. All of us. All right. Follow up with comments and questions on posts. This is number 3. I had to learn that a like was okay, that an emoji speaks volumes, and that I could only pick a few that I wanted to engage in. The comments that I wanted to engage in. And likely it was people that I didn't know because I wanted to investigate. Are they a coach? Are they a new follower? I usually can only do this on my like page because I just have such a coach following on my personal page. It's like these people, pretty much only people talking to my stuff are coaches. So I don't need to really waste a lot of time there. I need to be cultivating new relationships. So I will scan my like page comments and then I'll look in their profiles and see, is this a potential somebody that I can be talking to or helping? And then I will put them into a little section of people to get to know. So then when I'm cultivating new relationships, I will go to that list. You know, how we're supposed to create conversation with 5 new people a day. So I'll start creating conversation with these people. They're into what I'm saying already. They're not a coach. It's possible someone I can help. Yep. So number 5, returning messages. The never-ending task, right? Oh my gosh. I set a timer for real on this. And I check messages in the morning and in the evening because I know that I can be returning messages all day. And then you return a message and then there's a reply that comes back and then you got to return that message. I've got to get a hold on that. So I take that reminder. It doesn't come to the screen of my phone anymore because it's like, return it right away. That's just instinctually how we are. But we can't live our life and our agenda according to other people's agendas. So the messages can wait. The challenge pack cell will still be there. The person will still need to lose weight. It can wait till the evening. Yeah, turn off that notification from the screen. And then check notifications. I think I added this one on last because, like I was saying, when you post and all these notifications are flying in and you want to just keep checking them, I get nothing done. I know when I do that, I get nothing done. And I leave that to like when everything else is done on my to-do list, as well as scrolling the news feed. I don't do that until messages are done. I kind of treat that as a reward. And I will do like scrolling checks in the house, like, hey, Tone, are you working? Are you scrolling the news feed? You know, like I don't let that fly because it is getting us nowhere. I mean, Facebook, it used to be a place where we shared our images of our family and we checked on other people's lives, but now it's our business platform. So we've got to treat it that way. I know my husband, he's a social butterfly and he gives the most encouraging, things on people's posts, but there's a time and a place for that. And we have to carve that out and reward ourselves with it. We can't spend our day encouraging other coaches in the network. Is that wrong? That sounds wrong, but it's got to be right for this power hour, right? Okay. I want to respect my family. This is something that I also am a stickler about in our house. It's like when you're working, go to your workspace. I don't like to just sit around working on my phone. I want to respect my family. So if I'm working, I go to my office where my computer is, and I work from my computer because that, like when we're all sitting around and holding our phones, it's like, are you playing Candy Crush? Are you working right now? Are you scrolling? What are you doing, right? But if I'm in here, they pretty much know that I'm working and things are going down. All right, so that was my efficient part of my delivery here. And now we're going to go to the effectiveness part. When I think of social media, I think of creativity, contribution, and conversation. In effective social media, I can't remember who told me this a couple weeks ago, some like page mentor. He said, effective social media informs, educates, and entertains. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, how do we inform people? How can we inform? How can we get our social media to a place that people want to tune into? New products that you love, like my new skincare. I love it, I share it. A sale that you find. Any helpful tip, coupon codes, and I do certain things for a reason, because if I am suggesting other products throughout my day and week and life, then when I am suggesting Shakeology that I also love, it doesn't look like I'm just trying to sell Shakeology. It looks like I am telling my network of people all the things that I love and recommend. So I encourage having other aspects of Smart Water. I think it's the best water on the planet. You know, like this is the one I drink, and I'm sharing that because I know that it is one of the best waters, you know, whatever. So it's not just like I am saying, I'm selling Shakeology. Would you like to buy Shakeology from me? No, I think Shakeology is the best supplement in the planet, and I would like to share that with you. So just any type of informing that you can do, I just think about it throughout your day. It's like, did it add value to your life? Did you learn? Are you glad that you know it? Are you glad that you learned about it? Then share that with others. Education. I took this as like personal development takeaways, anything that impacted my life in a positive way that I could impart on others. Clean eating tips. We've been in this game for a long time. We feel like clean eating is second nature, but a lot of people don't have a clue, right? So anything that you can drop a line for, you know, just any tip that you remember. Gosh, when I learned that, a light bulb went off. Let me share that today. Passions or things of interest, things that you can teach on. Somehow along the way, I branded myself as the parasite queen. Like people come to me daily with messages about how they can cleanse parasites from their body. And good or bad, I don't know. I'll take it, I guess. Oils, just natural ways of living. I get hit up on that all the time. That is how I branded myself. Oh, okay. I wrote, but don't be a know-it-all. It's okay to ask for advice too. Some of my best engaging posts are when I ask for advice, especially if you're asking about parenting advice or anything that has to do with your kid, because everyone knows everything that's best about that, right? But it makes you seem more real and not like you're always just spewing facts and information, but you're also a little vulnerable, like, hey, I need some help too in life. Like, you got any information for me? And then you can create some really good dialogue there and learn a lot about people. Entertainment. Of course, that's my favorite. Anything funny, any memes or videos. And I think my network really likes my lifestyle sharings of anything that's like kind of silly between Tony and I. Any disagreements that we may have, or his sink versus my sink, whatever, it works. If like when people say, oh my gosh, you're hysterical, I'm like, I love social media. You know, like I just love laughing with people and having that exchange. So that I try to include something funny, and that's like a lot of pressure to put on yourself. You don't always have to do the work. That's what I said, a meme can go 1,000 miles. It doesn't always have to be you being funny, because if you're trying to be funny, it doesn't always work. Okay, so those are some things that just kind of make your social media work, but then you need to build a little trust and credibility along the way, and one of those ways, like I was just speaking of, is vulnerability. I can't even say the word, so I don't have to say it often. I just am it, okay? Letting people know I'm not perfect. Mistakes that I've made, past and present, and my imperfect marriage was just another one that I threw on there. Because I used to get messages all the time. Oh my gosh, you like have the most perfect marriage. I need some marriage tips. I'm like, I must be doing this wrong because I did not have a perfect marriage. So then I started sharing how it wasn't perfect, but things that we were doing to work on it. And again, adding value. And then that was filling the need or a void for people, therefore making my page a little more meaningful and visit worthy. Realness, I'm not really sure how different that is, but my nutrition fails. The fact that I didn't have a fit pregnancy and I actually blew up much like a whale. Sorry, I shouldn't body shame. workouts or lack of workouts, the struggle of balance in work and life, all this that you're sharing where it's not butterflies and rainbows for you all the time, that makes other people feel real. It makes other people feel normal and accepted, and like they can come to you like, oh, thank you. Like I get that message. Thank you. This is the most received message. Thank you for being real. And I think that also comes from not, looking like this when I post, like not always having my makeup on and not always having the perfect outfit and eyebrows on fleek. Like that is what, people relate to me when they think of me. They're like, man, she's real. She's authentic. She's always being herself. And, I'm telling you guys this, you already know this, but if it's any type of reiteration or something that you can just pass on or just know that it's okay to just be yourself, then I think our coaches, our new coaches really need to understand that there's no perfect post. There's no perfect way to look or be to be a coach. Just be yourself, taking action. And that's going to, move mountains. Inspiration, workouts when you don't want to and say that, that's one of the most inspiring posts you can put up. Gosh, I really don't want to work out, but I just press play. I feel so much better. And then you get a ton of people in the comments saying, because of you, I just worked out. Because of you, I just pressed play. Thank you so much. And transformation pictures for inspiration. I just put up a very bold post. I couldn't believe I did it, but it motivated a lot of people. And I'm like, mission accomplished. Okay, so I got uncomfortable to make other people more comfortable, and that worked. Imperfect bodies. All things to share. Am I doing okay on time? I'm kind of flying by. I only have 1 minute.
You are rocking and rolling. You just keep going.
Well, it's coming to an end rather quickly.
You're great.
Hang tight. Okay. So invites, obviously that's another big part of our, posting what we put out. But when people look at all those other things that I just talked about, they see you being real on your journey. They see me failing. They see us all busy and we're still taking action. Then it empowers them to do the same and say, okay, I can do that life. A lot of times people think I don't have the time or money to do Beachbody. And it's like, heck, if any of us waited on the time and money, we wouldn't be doing it, right? Nobody would. But we got to say, look, we didn't have the time. We didn't have the money. We got a family. We've got all these other things, but we're still making it work. Here's how. And then I just love, one thing I do when I'm looking through my coaches' stuff who say, I'm doing everything that I can to build my business, nothing's happened. I do that 15-second scroll. And it's like what I see there is about all their network is going to see when they give them that 15-second chance. And if there's not a little bit of everything I just put here, like real life stuff, then I don't know how far their business is going to make it, especially in those formative few months. So that's really all I got for you, Craig. I thought that was going to be 30 minutes, a little less.
I love it. Hey, we're at 10:27. You said I got uncomfortable to blah, 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 others comfortable. What did you say?
I said I got uncomfortable so I could help others feel more comfortable.
Okay, I got uncomfortable.
Am I going in and out?
No. I just couldn't remember it all, and I wanted to write it down because I thought it was clever.
That's me. Does anyone have any profound questions?